Welcome to Wait, What Do You Do Again? I'm your host, Meghan and Richard, and today I want to let you know I've also launched another podcast called Scrambled Eggs with Richard and Meghan with fellow coach Richard Telefero. It's our twice a month coaching conversation about life when it gets scrambled. We talk about mindset, life transitions. We have real talk about coaching and practical tools that you can use right away. And today I want to share our most recent episode on mindset. I really enjoyed it. I hope you do too. If you love the personal development side of this show, I think you'll love it over there too. Later this week, I'm going to release a more traditional What Do You Do Again podcast about Thanksgiving with Paige Latini, who is an event planner, talking about how to be a hostess or host with the most for your Thanksgiving feast. And Nick the Wine Guy is back with me and my bestie, Matt, yapping about wine for Thanksgiving. So we'll see you on Saturday there, and I hope you enjoyed Scrambled Eggs with Richard and Meghan today. Okay, let's go. Welcome to our new coaching series. I'm Meghan DeFord.
And I'm Richard Telefero.
We're both coaches, and we're teaming up to have the kind of conversations we have with our clients. The sometimes messy, always meaningful, what now questions we all face.
In each episode, we'll take on a question or challenge about work, purpose, and all the spaces in between.
Think of it like the show Frasier, but with less neuroses and more real-world coaching.
So let's dive in.
Richard, it's good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing well, enjoying this fall weather up here in central New Jersey. Meghan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's actually fall weather-ish down here in South Florida. It's a very freezing, like 67 degrees today. So.
I would enjoy that kind of weather. It's been very windy up here the past couple of days. So
Yeah. I was in New York last week and it was like crisp. It's like that perfect, just have like a jacket, a blazer on and like, it's amazing. All the Halloween decorations, like
good vibe. Kids are going out trick-or-treating. It's going to be a good night for them.
Yeah, it will be. Have you ever gone to the Thanksgiving Day parade? Have you ever done that?
I did that once.
How was it?
It was crazy. This was back in the day when it went all the way down 42nd, all the way down Broadway.
Uh-huh.
I remember standing at the corner of 42nd and Broadway, 5 or 6 deep, and was really amazed and blown away by all the floats coming through. And I thought, okay, never doing that again. Never doing that again. But it was a blast.
That's awesome. It's definitely always been on my I don't want to do New Year's in Times Square, but I really think the parade would be fun. And I mean, being there when it's sunny and 50, I was like, I should do it.
Yeah. It's a great time. And I think you are right that not doing Times Square New Year's Eve is a good idea. I've done that before. No.
So I have a question, and we will get to coaching, but what is the exit strategy? Like, how do you get out of there?
It was actually, the group I was with we couldn't get any closer than 7 blocks away from where the ball drop was.
Wow.
And that was at 6:30 or 7:00 at night.
Uh-huh.
And so when the ball dropped, every fireworks display, confetti went around, and then everybody bugged out. And we were on 7th Avenue, and I think we went all the way to 5th Avenue.
Oh, wow.
It's like the opposite way of where I wanted to go. And just sort of found a deli, hunkered down there for a little bit, grabbed something to eat. Then, okay, now it's time to, now it's cleared out. We can go home.
Yeah. I was living in DC during Obama's first inauguration, and we were like, oh, we'll just take the bus. And there were how many, I don't know how many people were there. I was about to say 1 million, but I don't know how many, but at least a couple 100,000 friends that were also just going to take the bus. And it was freezing. And we walked home by the tidal basin. So it's just like extra cold, but same thing. We stopped in a Mexican restaurant and got soup and margaritas and just like hung until we started seeing clear buses going through. We're like, okay.
You just let everybody else get out.
Yes.
Of your way, then you can go home safe.
Yeah. I think we only had like another maybe mile to walk, but it was so cold. I was like, look, I'll stay here all day. I'll just
Yeah.
keep ordering
Mhm.
food. Like, okay. But
Mhm.
so anyway,
Yeah.
that's not why we're here to talk today. You sent me an article that I really enjoyed reading, and it was about coaching as a practice and some of the resistance that people have to coaches. And yeah, I know you and I have talked about this a lot. There's certainly a lot of good reason, I think, to be skeptical of coaches, right? Like when I see, and I'll speak for myself, like when I see a 22-year-old relationship trauma informed coach, it's kind of a red flag to me. Like there's even if you go on their
Yeah.
website, like there are red flags out there, and there's a lot of people who maybe shouldn't be coaching.
Mhm.
Let's just
Right. A lot of people, it's sounds like the it thing to do and the in thing to do,
hmm
but you have to know what you're doing,
Yeah.
and you have to know how to do it.
Yeah.
It's not enough just to hang a shingle out and say, "I'm a coach,"
hmm
and just hope for the best. You're dealing with people's lives,
Yeah.
and you're dealing with people at a sensitive time in their lives.
hmm
And you've got to be able to handle that smartly,
Yeah.
gently, and just sorry, a 22-year-old trauma-informed relationship coach, I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
I'm just buying it.
Yeah, at least I am not the ideal client for that person, but and it's we're both athletes. We both are runners, and amongst other things. And I was sharing with Richard that I am taking a yoga instructing class just to take it, and it's been really interesting, and it's completely virtual. But when I go into a class, it's amazing with that instructor what I think I'm doing correctly, and I'm not. You're close, but it's just not quite there. I think we understand coaching so much better from an athletic perspective, right? Like we all understand it from that way. But
Mhm.
when you talk to people about being a career transition coach, a career coach, but also specializing in transitions,
Mhm.
what is some of maybe the resistance you've gotten? Or in a better way to think about it is what has helped people understand the value of working with someone like you?
Well, I think sometimes people think coaching is woo,
hmm
but it's not. It's what we do is support people in the next move that they wanna make in terms of helping them gather their thoughts and gather their ideas about what the next step of their career is, for
hmm
example. And understanding that I'm not there to do the work for them. For example, running.
hmm
Yeah, both of us are runners, and when you work with a running coach, the coach will write a plan for you, a training plan, nutrition plan. And it's also up to you as the runner to actually go out and do the runs in the morning or do the runs in the treadmill or spend your Saturday morning pounding the pavement for a couple of hours.
hmm
And and your coach is going to check in with you and say, all right, how'd this week go? All right. And if you didn't do anything, if you just ran a couple of miles and ate Twinkies and Ho-Hos and drank Diet Cola the entire week, it sort of it brings the accountability right up to you.
Yeah.
What we do is support you and what you
hmm
want to do, and also that accountability piece is there also. It's like, okay, why did you eat that entire pack of Twinkies this week?
Right. Right.
What was behind that Diet Coke binge? And so
Yeah.
we we help support and we help you do what you say you wanna do.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that's so important is it's not advice, right? Like
Right.
that's I think a common misconception, and the running coach example is a good one because if if running was easy, if life was easy, we'd all just follow a plan, right? But we all have unique contexts, and
Mhm.
maybe that question of what, by the way, how generational are we? A pack of Twinkies. I feel like my kids don't know what Twinkies are.
I know. I
But
know.
so whatever your vice is, right? Why did you eat a pack of Twinkies? Why did you eat whatever it is? that's not on the plan, and maybe you're really stressed out because it's a lot of work that week, and the coach can help adjust, right? Like,
Yes,
but if you're not going to do it, the coach can't run the miles for you. Like it's
absolutely right.
yeah, yeah.
I'm in the process of training for a half marathon I'm running in a couple weeks. And when you're working with a coach, the coach will do everything that he or she can to help make sure that you're staying on your training goals. You're making sure that you're eating bananas and not the Twinkies. All right.
Different yellow
Yeah,
colored food. Yeah.
exactly. And but the coach can't run the race for you.
Yeah.
It's I'm in central New Jersey in a few days. There's going to be the New York City Marathon.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of those people use coaches to get them to the starting line. And that's what we do. We help you get to the start line that you
Mhm.
want to get to. And it's going to be up to you to run that last 26.2 miles.
Yeah.
We'll do everything we possibly can to get you there,
Yeah.
including the confidence to know that you can complete that distance too.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a perfect segue into mindset. Like, and we'll stick with runners, but move into all our non-runner friends, the same people out there that don't run all the time. Um,
Right.
when you were at mile 20, and I haven't run a marathon, but when you're at mile 20 of 26, or you're at mile 10 of 13.1, um, there is something inside of you that says, like, why are you doing this? Everything hurts. You might be
Mhm.
tired, you might be dehydrated, you might be having a great race, but still, I mean, you have to push through to the end. And so much of sports, so much of running in particular is mental. And you can train all you want, but if your brain is telling you you can't do it, you're not going to do it. And
Mm.
I know you do a lot of work with mindset, and I would love for you to kind of start talking about that a little bit, and what you do with your clients, maybe some challenges that you see with mindset. Because again, at 20 miles, man,
Mhm.
there's
It's
still
game
six
on.
left. They're
It's
tough.
game on. It is
Yeah.
game on. And one thing is, it's okay to walk sometimes.
Love that.
It tends to be this thing where if I can't run 26.2 miles, what's the point?
Right.
My method of getting through these distances is I will go out and I'll run for a certain distance.
Hmm.
And then for a short amount of time, I'll take a walk break.
Hmm.
And then it's wash, rinse, repeat.
Sure.
And with careers, it's like that as well. It's like you can't run all 26.2 miles at once. You can't achieve the career goal that you want to achieve in hours or even days.
Hmm.
So you've got to be in the mile that you're in.
Hmm.
Be in that first mile, you're all excited, the crowd's cheering, you're feeling the good vibes. But sometimes you're in that middle 12 miles in, crowd's thinning out, and it's like, oh boy, I signed up for this.
Yeah.
And so in career coaching, it's I think the same thing where when it starts getting hard,
Hmm.
not if, but when it starts getting hard, what is your next step? Um, one of my great mentors, Tom, gave me some really good advice right after I got laid off, and it was simply do the next right thing.
Hmm.
And in career transitions, sometimes the next right thing is just sending a message, a DM to somebody.
Hmm.
Maybe just taking another look at the resume and tweaking it a little bit. Chunk it down into manageable steps.
Hmm.
What's the next right thing that I can do for my career?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not jump into and try to become a CEO right away.
Right.
All right. Maybe it's just let me there's this email that I haven't returned from someone. Let me take 5 or 10 minutes and just do that.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer in small steps and small wins.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you do something like that, uh, an email, a text, responding to a post, that's a win.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some days where all you can do is just stack a small win on top of a small win on top of a small.
Yeah.
And again, what that does is it makes it manageable.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking that I have to run all 26.2 miles right now, it's just let me just get to the next block.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that helping people identify where their mindset is so important. Like, I know sometimes I think I'm like, I have a really positive growth mindset. And then I'm like, actually, I don't on this thing, right? Like, so I think it's important to start there with folks. And if
Mhm,
you're listening, kind of take a real assessment of that, right? Like, are you dreading certain things? Are you coming from a fear mindset? Are you coming from sort of a negative um all the things that could go wrong? I know I do that a lot with
mhm,
certain things, and I owe it to myself to think about what could go right, and I owe it to myself to tell a different story.
mhm.
Um, and the other piece about it too, and I think especially if you're someone who has been laid off, which oh my God, this week has been
It's
brutal. I
bad.
mean,
It's
just
been
brutal.
really, really bad.
There's a lot that goes with that. I would highly recommend anyone to check out Richard and his story. We've talked about this of like, I know when I got laid off a few years ago, it was my identity was so entrenched in my career. Like, and
Mhm,
that is a grief in and of itself. But this is a very long-winded way to say when you send that email, when you respond to that post, when you do those things that may feel really hard, right? Like
mhm.
it may
Yeah,
feel really hard,
yeah.
celebrate it. Like I often say like make a done list instead of a to-do list, write all the things you've done.
That's a great idea. That's such
Yeah.
a great idea because can get so wrapped up in what we didn't do. We can get so wrapped up in seeing our to-do list getting so long
Mhm.
that we don't take the time to see what we've done that day.
Yeah.
And when you keep doing it, when you make it a practice, when you make that, okay, I got this done, this done, and this done, and this done. At the end of the day, at the end of the week, you see you've gotten a lot done,
Yeah.
a lot accomplished. And it's things like that, that done list.
Mhm.
It gives you a dopamine hit that's a lot better than just picking up your phone and doom scrolling.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
better. And putting your phone down for a minute and just assessing what steps that you take in this week. That's going to help you a heck of a lot more than the 15 minutes you might spend doom scrolling.
Yeah.
So it's about finding the things that will be, as they sometimes say in the military, a force multiplier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard that term, where it's something that's going to help you and benefit you. And it's really important to keep those things in mind, especially when you go through the days like you have, I have, we all have, and it's just like, oh, this is going a little sideways.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's, yeah, no,
And I think also like it's either going sideways or like I am the number one, I am the president, vice president, and treasurer of the this is taking a lot longer than I thought fan club. Like
yeah.
I'm an ambitious person generally,
Mhm.
and I'll
Mhm.
make to-do lists, and I'm like, this what I put in a day is actually a week's worth of stuff. So
Mhm. Oh my
like,
God.
so being really, I think it's also helpful to look back and say like, oh, these things are taking longer than I expected,
Yeah.
or what to your force multiplier piece, like this actually isn't getting me as much as this other thing. So being able to look back at it and celebrate those wins
Yes.
can help you navigate what you need to focus on or maybe let go. Like
Mhm.
maybe that other thing you just don't need to do. Um, but I mean, I'm always like, oh, that'll take me an hour. And I look up and I'm like, oh, that was a 2.5 hour task. Like, I should have.
Been there. Totally been there. But it, you're, you reminded me of there's a motivational speaker by the name of Trent Shelton.
Hmm.
And he said something. really smart a few months ago. I mean, he sees a lot of smart things, but this particular thing is that we put in a year's worth of work and expect 10 years of results, and we get mad when we don't get those results.
Yeah.
And that sometimes leaves us thinking, okay, wanting to abandon the project.
Yeah.
And it's really key to remember that consistency is going to be your best friend.
Yeah.
And showing, and like, I get it. I'm sure you get it. We've had days where it's like, I don't feel like doing this.
Yeah.
I don't feel like doing this.
Yeah.
And nothing's happening. I sent the text, I sent the email, nobody responded. What's happening? But one thing I've learned, I think over the past couple of years, is that if you do things like post on LinkedIn or post good things on LinkedIn, people are watching you.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to remember that somebody out there is looking, especially in careers, somebody out there is looking for somebody like you.
Right.
And if you disappear, they'll never be able to find you.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a vulnerability that comes with that. And like, and I should back up a minute. And for folks who are like, okay, all of this sounds really good, but my situation is this. And I just want to acknowledge that like,
Mhm.
like I don't want to pick on her. Mel Robbins is kind of getting roasted in social media right now. And I'm not here to roast on Mel, but the reality is she's talking in generalities because she has millions of followers, right? Like, and what we're talking about is a little bit general and there are specifics. So your point of like, I'm texting, I'm doing these things, and I'm
Mhm.
not seeing the results.
Mhm.
I would encourage people, again, as a mindset thing or mindset shift, that growth mindset, to think about challenges as opportunities. And we'll talk about toxic positivity later.
Oh,
but
yeah. Mhm.
but to your point, okay, I'm posting, I'm texting, I'm sending emails. I'm not really seeing the results. What else? I know I was in this situation.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then I formed my LLC. And then I started reaching out to people and telling them what I'm doing because it was actually very vulnerable for me to put it out there in the world, right?
Yeah.
And then I started a podcast, and then I started to write a newsletter, and I was like, no one's reading this yet because I don't have subscribers. Write it for yourself, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I was inspired by actually actors and actresses and musicians and writers over the years that I've seen that have written plays for themselves to get seen and to
Yeah.
so something you said, this is a long and winding way to say that you can put a year into something and still not get the results that you thought,
Mhm.
but overnight success is 10 years of work, right? So
Right.
looking back and saying, and I'll take my podcast as an example. I don't
Mhm.
know if we talked about this last time, but um my episodes average within the first week somewhere around 40 to 60 listeners, which like again, that's not huge. Like
Mhm.
you hear that and you're kind of like, oh, let me tell you something. If 40 to 60 people came to a room to hear me speak, I'd be blown away.
Yes.
Blown
Yes.
away. So I
Mhm.
think also, not that you can't be ambitious and have these big goals, but even like that done list,
Yeah.
give yourself some credit. Like,
Right. Right. We don't give ourselves enough credit for the things that we do. We're very quick to beat up on ourselves for the things that went wrong.
mhm.
And I don't know if that's something that's just a natural human tendency, but
I think it's our culture too, right? Like
yeah.
like especially in social media, no one is posting when they're like, "Man, I really sucked today." Like it's all the like
It's
big
like,
awesome stuff.
mhm.
I don't know what I think it's cultural. I think maybe there's some probably anthropologic reasoning behind it, but we beat ourselves up.
Yeah, I think because again, with social media, it's the expectations are set up that every time you go out and you post something, you put up a podcast, you write a newsletter, you send it out, the expectation is that it's supposed to be a 5-run home run.
Right, right.
And And it's like it's like sometimes you've got to just hit singles, put the ball in play.
Yeah.
And sometimes putting the ball in play can just be hitting send,
Yeah.
can be hitting publish.
Yeah.
And to your point about how vulnerable you can feel when you post your work, I still have that feeling every time I put something up.
Hmm.
It's like, how somebody going to troll me about this?
Hmm.
Is somebody going to just silently roll their eyes about it?
Hmm.
But again, you never know who's reading your work, and may never know if you touched one person enough that maybe they started making changes in their life, in their alignment, in their career. You may never know that. And again, put the ball in play. You got to give yourself the opportunity to do that.
Yeah. I think the other thing too, and specifically thinking about job loss and layoff, and I was reflecting on this the other day that I went from a job where there were days, and I'm sure you were this way too. We talked about your schedule. It was crazy. Like there were days when I didn't have time to use the bathroom. Like it was crazy, like back to
Mm.
back meetings. And going from that to waking up in the morning and there's nowhere to go. The
Mhm.
only job I have is finding another job and making connections,
Yeah.
and that's a different kind of grind, right? Like
Mhm.
that's jolting and it's
Mm.
difficult. And there were times where I felt like I felt like I was losing brain cells.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I would encourage people, and again, I think this may be a good time to talk about toxic positivity, but
Yeah.
I would encourage people to look at their skill sets and start thinking about things that they can do for themselves, like whether, and it doesn't have to be a newsletter, we're giving personal examples. You don't have to start a podcast, but maybe you write standard operating procedures for whatever job you were
Mhm.
in, and think
Mhm.
about some consulting work or something like that, just to keep yourself fresh and out there and do something for yourself. Like
Right.
that keeps you going.
Mhm. It keeps you
Volunteering is huge
keeps you
too.
going. Have something on your calendar every day. Like,
Yeah.
one of the first things I did when I got laid off was start putting things on my calendar. I put like every day, I put a morning a morning work block, an afternoon work block, and an evening work. Even if I didn't have anything to do that day, I could look at my calendar and go, okay,
Mm.
there's space for me to do something.
Yeah.
And just that little thing helped was one of the things that helped keep me going.
Yeah.
So I think it's so much of this is about giving yourself the opportunity to be successful.
Yeah.
You know, you got to, one of the things we do as coaches, I think, is help people be their own best friend.
Hmm.
And that's one tiny way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then can we talk a little bit about toxic positivity, like the whole good vibes only, and like,
So
and it sounds good, right? And it's a cute
does.
sticker. It's like,
Yeah.
that's nice. But like one of the things, as I was reflecting back, when people would say to me, like, your next job, like, it's their loss. Your next job is the
Mhm.
right thing for you. And
Yeah.
I remember the sweet baby angel neighbor said to me, I was talking to them, we were friends, and she very kindly said, it's good to take a break. And I was like, I didn't say this, but I was like, yeah, on your own terms. Like I have bills to
Right.
pay, right? Like, what the hell?
Exactly.
And I know it
Exactly.
came from like a really nice place, but it was that toxic positivity
Mhm.
of like,
Mhm.
I just need you to sit in this crud with me for a minute. Like, I just
Right.
need you, or connect me to someone, right? Like,
Right. Yeah.
can you talk a little bit about what toxic positivity is and maybe like how to kind of spot it? And that's not what we're talking about with mindset. Like, that is not it.
It's not. It's what what we're talking about is really what comes to mind for me is emotional versatility.
Mm,
And it's not pushing away the bad things that are happening to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's trying to have a full picture as you possibly can about what's happening. It's like, I lost my job. I was there for 26 years, got let go on a Zoom meeting. And it's like,
Oh, I had a Zoom meeting too. It was wonderful.
yeah,
That was great.
you're right. And it's just like, it's really hard to be positive when you're in the middle of, like you said, the crud.
Yeah.
It really is. And rather than sit there and go, everything's going to be fine, it's all going to be rainbows and unicorns. It's like, be honest about where you are at.
Yeah.
All right. And because the more honest you can be, I think the more honest you can be is the less you BS yourself.
Yeah.
Let's go back to running for a minute.
Yeah.
And it would be great if the perfect weather for running is like a really small window.
Yeah.
It's a really small window. And everywhere else, all around that, you got to figure it out. You got to be ready for it. And the worst thing you can do is say, oh yeah, it's going to be great weather, even though it's pouring down rain outside.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's raining right now. I got laid off right now.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do in the next day to help myself out? And maybe that is just to do nothing, but
Mm-hmm.
just scream into a pillow.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you got to do, but you can't stay there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can stay there. And honor what you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I think with toxic positivity and the good vibes only thing, it's like you don't honor what you feel.
Mm-hmm.
You're not, it's part of that is also, while those people mean well when they say those things, they're not really seeing you
Yes.
in a critical moment.
Yeah.
It's a really critical moment in your life where you've been at a job for a long time. You, you've built your life around that, and now it's gone.
Yeah.
And like,
And bills aren't gone.
bills, yeah.
Bills aren't gone. Like,
Mhm, mhm.
and the
It's
world is
weird.
still turning. And yeah, it's hard. It's I think people underestimate, even if you've been somewhere 6 months. I mean, it's shocking. It's really jarring.
It is, and it takes time to deal with that.
Yeah.
It does, and telling somebody to get over it also is
Right.
not good at all.
Yeah.
It's not good, and so it's like, okay, this is hard. You're in the crud. It's I mean, no, we're acknowledging where you are. Okay. As you're working through that grief, it's like, okay, what can I do next?
Yeah.
What's my next step? Maybe it's start sending out job application.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's going that idea I've had in the back of my head for years now. Maybe it's time to bring it up front. I remember when I got laid off, one, of course, it's incredibly shocking when it
Mm-hmm.
happens. Even though in the industry I was in, it's like
Yeah.
you knew it was coming, but still hurts nonetheless.
Yeah.
And the overwhelm, I didn't say overwhelming, but the one of the big feelings I had was the world got big again.
Mm.
And because I had this coaching thing in the background for several years, I knew it was always going to be my plan B.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't expecting to have to execute it on it right now,
Yeah.
but okay, all right, let's hitch up the horses, hitch up the wagons, and let's go.
Yeah.
And you sometimes you have to see the world that way.
Yeah.
Where if you're in a particular job, in a particular industry for a long time, it does a lot of things for you, but it also kind of
Yeah.
narrows your world a little bit. And as scary as it can seem for the world to get big again, it's also exciting too,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Challenges as opportunities, right?
Yes.
It's that
Yeah.
shift. And I think
Mhm.
there's a lot that you said that was really great. And I think the toxic positivity thing, talking about emotional versatility is a
Mm.
wonderful way to look at it. And thinking about, let's take the very positive side of like, it's fine. It's all going to be fine. My next thing's going to be the best thing ever.
Mm.
Rainbows and sunshine. Who is that serving? And then the flip side of it is if you're screaming into the pillow every day, which by the way, love a scream into a pillow. I highly recommend that. But if you're doing it, if you're on week 3 of doing that every day and nothing else, maybe
Mhm.
you scream every day, but nothing else, who is that serving? What
Exactly.
story are you telling?
Right.
And that's when the world opens up, and um I was stuck very much afterwards of like the world opened up, but only in this one lane.
Mhm.
Right? And I couldn't see that I wasn't looking at everything in a more holistic view. And if you are someone who has some more experience and actually someone who has less experience, leverage that, right? Like both of us are coaches. And the reality is the reason I love working with individuals with goals and strategy is because I have 20 years of leading teams and organizations, driving goals and strategies with $100 million campaigns or $1 million, multi-million-dollar campaigns.
Right in your
And
wheelhouse.
you know what I mean? It's in my wheelhouse. But the really fun thing is individuals are so much better to work with than teams of people who all have egos involved. Like,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
so this
Yeah.
isn't coming from nowhere. But I needed the skill set of coaching. So I went and did that and did courses and all that kind of thing. The point of that is you have skills. You have skills. I wasn't just a
Yeah.
fundraiser. I wasn't just
Mhm.
alumni engagement. I
Mhm.
wasn't just an event planner. There was so much more than I gave myself credit for. And the world opened up when I stopped and thought, well, what do I want to do? And I was lucky to be in that situation, right? Like
Yeah.
I want to acknowledge that too, but um that's not toxic positivity. That's growing.
Yes.
That's
And
growing.
growth is hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. We're both runners.
Yeah.
We know how hard
By the
running.
way,
Yeah.
no one look up my race times ever because you're not going to think I'm a runner. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I can say the same thing too. I can say the same thing too. But but what we do is hard.
Yeah.
And what we do is it's being in that crucible. We know it's hard and we know we can see the goal. We know there's an end goal there. And you just stay with the problem.
Yeah.
You just stay with it. And the more we do, the more we go out and run, no matter how slow we are,
Yeah.
it builds confidence. It builds confidence. It builds experience. This half marathon I'm training for, it's the first time I'm running in 6 years.
Yeah.
And it's even though I've done a dozen half marathons, this is still scary.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in a long time.
Yep.
And is my nutrition going to be fine? When is it going to start really hurting
Hmm.
on these long runs? But we have to bring a level of curiosity to what we do.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, ties into what you talked about when it comes to skills.
There's this documentary called 14 Peaks on Netflix. Highly recommend.
Okay.
And it's an all Nepalese crew. And the leader of the crew is Nims Purja. And he has a fascinating background. And he said something that is so true
Mm.
in life. And I think speaks to mindset is he was like, when you think that you are totally screwed, he didn't use that word, but when you think you're
Yeah.
totally screwed, you're only 45% screwed. And it's so true, right? Like, think about all the days you've come through. Think about all the things that you've done
Yes.
and you've figured out.
Yes.
And you have to decide at this moment, how much do you want to give to it? And if it's not 100%, that's fine. Just know there's going to be different results, right? There's going to be different results if you give 20% or if you give 100%, and not every day is going to be 100%. And I think that's also a mindset shift that people need to understand. You cannot be 100% every day on something. You just can't.
Can't. And you see that on social media a lot. There's this unspoken expectation that you have to give 100%, 24/7, 365. We don't work like that.
No.
We've got to take periods where we disconnect from our work, our running.
Mhm.
Our bodies and minds need that time to recover.
Yeah.
Minds need time away from our phones,
Yes.
the endless scrolling. Our bodies need time away from the pounding on the pavement.
Yeah.
And that time is really where the gains are made.
Yeah.
And it's like, because if you keep going all out 24/7, 365, actually, you're not going to make it 365 because you'll become so brittle
Yeah.
that you'll fall apart.
Yeah.
And when that happens, you're of no use to nobody.
Yeah. Again, who is that serving? No
Exactly.
one.
Yeah.
No one.
Mhm.
The other thing too that like, and I know we've been talking for a while, so I won't spend a lot of time on it, but the social media thing with mindset, I think can be kind of dangerous. And I think
Mhm.
there's this other thing, at least that I'm seeing in my algorithms of manifestation and like
Mm.
just put it out. And I am a big believer, like put it out there, put it out to the universe. But like you have to do stuff behind it. Like I think there's this
Yes.
idea of
Yeah.
like, put it out there and sit to the universe. Tell me how good it can get, which I
Mhm.
do actually do. I like going into the world and saying, like, let's see how great today can be, right? Because then I
Right.
start
And
looking
that's
for great
yeah.
things.
Mhm.
But you gotta do the work. The reason I think it's dangerous is I think it's selling this idea that it's your fault. It's your fault. You're not doing it right if you're not seeing results. You're not manifesting correctly. You're not
Mhm.
doing the right work.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of generalization without manifestation really is just goal setting. Like, that is what it
That's a
is.
great way to put it. It's like it's what do you wanna do?
Right.
Okay, now you actually have to do something to make that happen.
Exactly.
It's like it would be, hey, it would be great if we could all just sit here and just manifest like $1,000,000 or
Right.
something like that.
Right.
But it doesn't work that way. Can
Right.
I tell you a story sort of
Please.
that line?
Yeah.
My brother is a youth minister
Uh-huh.
in Virginia. And one day I was down visiting him and we were just talking, and remember this woman basically almost burst into the house wanting to talk to him. She was going through a lot of distress, and he had this great, wonderful way of calming her down.
Mhm.
And I remember him saying to her that, yes, you need to pray. She was Christian. She
Mhm.
needed to pray. And you got to help God out here by
Yeah.
actually doing something.
Yeah.
And that's stuck with me where, again, it's in that same vein. We can think about, pray, chant, all the things that we want to do.
Mhm.
But how meaningful is it if we don't actually get up off of our butts,
Mhm.
actually be in action?
Right. Right.
I think and being in action isn't always going to be perfect.
Yeah.
And, but it's better than standing still.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just like keep taking steps forward.
Yeah. And that being in action isn't going to be perfect. And again, that's where the growth happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where you learn.
Exactly. I had a boss years ago say to us, some of us copy editors at the time, make new mistakes.
I love that.
It's don't try to repeat the same mistakes, but if you're making new mistakes, you're trying stuff. They don't always come out well,
Mhm.
but you're making the attempt, and the attempt is data
Mm-hmm.
that you can use for the next attempt. I love stories and quotes and anecdotes. And Adam Savage,
Mm-hmm.
the former host of Mythbusters, says I think there are no, I think he said something along the lines of there are no mistakes, just iterations.
I love that.
And that's what it is. It's like if you can't, you're going to make mistakes. You just are. You're
Yeah.
human.
Yeah.
You're not a large language. Large language models make mistakes too,
Sure.
but don't let the threat of making a mistake keep you stuck.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people stay stuck because they stay where they are because they feel safe.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think it's interesting too. Um, I'm a big believer in the power of yet, and I learned this through my kids. Like,
Hmm.
I'm not good at this yet, right? And I'm not,
Yeah.
and I'll relate this back to kids, but you don't have to have kids to get what I'm saying.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I when I became a mom, I had no clue what I was doing, and I read a lot of a lot of different things right while I was pregnant. And one of the things that I read was about, and I was reading a lot of things about like my values and how to raise children from like sort of a research perspective
Hmm.
of getting them to ultimately their dad and I are big believers of um, we want them to not need us, to be kind,
Mhm.
like they just can't be a jerk. They can be whatever they want. You can't be a jerk. You have to be kind and you have to have autonomy to live life the way you want to live life, right? Without harming others.
Right.
Like that's really the goal.
Mhm.
And so I was reading things about that. And one of the things that I came across was in American culture, we have this idea in academics that we're either naturally good at something or not. So girls are naturally good at words, but not at math.
Yeah.
And Eastern cultures, you're neither inherently good or bad at anything. You just work at it. And I've taken that approach with my kids.
Yeah.
And I cannot believe I'm saying this as the kid who was like, if I didn't have an A, if I had an A, why wasn't it an A plus, right? Like I was the
Mm.
kid that did book reports over the summer. I've been through a lot of therapy for it.
Gotcha.
I'm much better, but
Okay.
like literally.
Mm.
But I'll say to my kids, oh, you got a 70. Do you 100% understand the 30% you didn't get right? Not like the 70 is a bad grade,
That's
but do you understand the
mhm.
delta?
Mhm.
And why am I saying all of this? I'm saying this because we are going to make mistakes and there is a yet. I'm not good at this yet.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know how to make a pancake at one point in my life. Like, and now I do. And there's some
Mhm.
bad pancakes that got made in the meantime. Like, and if we think about really simple things where we failed and overcome that, apply that to the bigger things in life and apply that to give yourself some grace, give yourself some credit. You're only 45% screwed. Keep
Yeah.
going. Like,
Right.
don't get lost in the mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people do, and that can create a spiral,
Yeah.
getting lost in that mistake, and that keeps them stuck.
Yeah.
But the power of yet gives you possibility. It gives you, in a way, permission to keep going.
Hmm.
I think we tend to be a little too self-aware that we wanna be so perfect, and I think social media is a culprit of this. We wanna be so perfect in what we do that sometimes we don't try,
Yeah.
and if we give ourselves that permission of yet, I think we can make some significant strides in our
Yeah.
not just our lives, but in the lives of the people around us.
Yeah. And the last thing I'll say about it too, and you just set me up for this, is surround yourself with people who either share a similar mindset or have the mindset that you want. It
Yes.
is going to I like talking about making your personal board of directors, right? Like who are your
Yeah.
top 5
Mhm.
people?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes those people look different. Like I've got top 5 people that I go out and have fun with, and
Yeah.
they may look different than my top 5 professional people, right? Like that I go to and I'm like, check me on this. Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
and but it's so important that you have people surrounding you that get you, that get what you're trying to do and support you in it.
Yes. Absolutely. Who's on your team? And I think that 5 is a perfect number because those, especially because it's a small group
Hmm.
and those people are going, especially if you know them a long time, they're going to call you out on your BS.
Hmm.
And they're not doing that from a place of calling you out per se. They know you.
Yeah.
They want to see the best that you have.
Yeah.
You've got it. And it's like having that team that pushes you, that celebrates you
Hmm.
is important. And coaches can be part of that team too.
100%. 100%. I was just going to say, they're the people who are not going to roll their eyes when you put yourself out there.
Right.
They may say to you, I had a friend who did this when I started putting out my newsletter. I was doing everything on my desktop, and she was like, "Hey, it looks terrible on mobile. Like, I love what you said." And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Oh shit, I didn't even check. Like, I didn't even think to do that." And it doesn't have to be some huge thing, right? It can be a
Right.
small thing. And we
Mm-hmm.
had that trust that she's giving me the feedback because she knows I want to succeed and she wants me to succeed.
And that's the key
Yeah.
word you said there, trust.
Yeah.
You know, that it's a mutual trust that the two of you have in each other, that you can have that kind of conversation
Yeah.
and and your newsletter looks great.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It's better at least. And even I'm someone who, as I mentioned before, productivity is something that I have to manage for myself. And when
mm,
I don't think I'm doing enough, and I was saying this to someone again who I trust in a professional setting, and they said to me, "You're doing the work. This is the work." Like, and it took
mhm,
me a minute because I was like, "Well, I didn't get through everything." And they were like, "But you will, and you're doing the work." Like, when
mhm,
you're sitting and thinking about something, that is part of the work. When
yeah,
you're resting, that's
mhm,
part of the work. And it
mhm,
really just like blew open this other way of looking at things. So when I get into that negative mindset of like, "Oh, geez, I'm not getting enough done,"
mhm,
I stop and I literally hear their voice. This is the work.
yeah.
And not when I'm on my phone scrolling or whatever. That's not part of the work, but sometimes that's what I want to do. So that's what we're gonna
Yeah.
do. But so we've talked for a while. I've really enjoyed this conversation. What are maybe 3 bite-sized pieces, candies that people can take away from this conversation as it relates to mindset?
1 mile at a time. That's the thing. It's There's so much pressure to wanna be a success overnight
Hmm.
that you that it can prevent us from not doing anything at all.
Yeah.
We just take 1 mile at a time. It's okay to rest. It's okay to walk. It's and that walking can sometimes be much more beneficial than you think.
Yeah.
And I think the third thing, celebrate the small wins.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go out and pop champagne for every win, but
My other board of directors says you should, so go do
okay, all right, all right.
it.
But look back on what you've done with a certain amount of pride.
Yeah.
It and it's like, yeah, it's hard. It's not going to be easy, but you can do it. And the more reps you do, it builds consistency and it builds confidence.
Yeah. I
And
love
you have
that.
to keep doing that.
I love that. I love that. That's wonderful. So 1 mile at a time, it's okay to pace yourself, to rest, and
Yes.
celebrate the small wins.
Right.
Love it. That's
Yeah.
perfect. Richard, thank you so much. This was great.
This was fantastic. Really enjoyed this conversation. It was awesome.
Yeah, I hope people got something out of it. Let us know. And let us know what you want to hear about. If, there's something that we can talk about specifically, we'd love that. We can answer some
Okay.
questions. If you
Yeah.
want to be on here, let us know. We can do
Yeah.
that too. So awesome. Well, when people hear this, it'll be post Halloween, but happy Halloween.
You too. I enjoyed it and looking forward to next time.
Sounds good.